When you trade crypto, and never really had. When the market's off to the side, label hands drop as prices go down. Where's the hiding market rebounds? Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not in crypto right now, you are missing out on one of the biggest opportunities in your life. Hit that like button, join and subscribe, and enjoy Road Dog Crypto.
Yesterday, I thought my profits were here to stay. Like Superman, up, up, and away. Oh, I remember yesterday. Suddenly, my funds half of what they used to be. I took too much leverage like a newbie. Oh, I remember yesterday. Why I sold too low, I don't know, I couldn't say. I didn't know how far it could go. How I long for yesterday. Yesterday, crypto dreams were just a trade away. Now I'm stuck with losses every day. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Why I chased that dip, I don't get it, went astray. I overplayed my hand in this game. How I miss my yesterday. Yesterday. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Yesterday. Oh, I believe in yesterday. I bought the dip, thought I'd ride it high. Bitcoin bloomed, then it bled me dry. Holding tight,
We want
Nice
cheerleaders, we
aloha.
want cheerleaders, we
spins,
want
I'm
cheerleaders,
going
we
numb.
want cheerleaders. We're not going to shut up till you give it to us. We want cheerleaders, we want cheerleaders, we want cheerleaders. Don't get away from that
Chase
button.
the
Don't touch that
green.
button. Don't touch
You
it.
burned a red, wallet full, now an empty head. Around we roll, can't cut the thread. Stuck in this blockchain bed. Yeah. Couldn't cash out, charts burned down. Crypto cycles spin round and round. Market's cold, I can't let go. Hypnotized, moving slow. Hypnotized, moving slow. Gains fade out, fees explode. Swaying lost on this crypto
He had to go
road.
pee.
Moons and teas, I'm still tuned, trapped beneath this desert dune. Couldn't cash out, charts burned down. Crypto side.
Cause baby, you made a bad call. You know we used to cash in fast. You trashed it all so damn fast. Cause baby, now I played your bad call. You hyped that trade, I paid the rate. Did you have to push it? Pumped your guru call. I was on your signal. Now I've lost it all. Bought your bullshit breakout.
We got cheerleaders.
Thought you have my back. Coins burned up in minutes. You're a fucking hack. Oh, it kills me too. Think of the fat gains. I
Yo, did I call the dip, huh? Slow with the flare. Charge my terrain. I'm the king up in there. Streams my machine, hype's my domain. You took the hit, can't feel that pain. Straight hot shot, yeah, fans eat my spin. You tanked hard, that's your sin. Not my fault, I don't miss a take. Still cashing clout, no mistakes.
Oh, it kills me to think of the fat gains I lost today. 'Cause baby, you made a bad call. You know we used to cash in fast. You trashed it all so damn fast. 'Cause baby, now I played your bad call.
Yo, guru with the 1 minute fame slipping. Flags crashing hard, you're a fraud, I'm ripping. Streams hot, clout chase a prick on the mic. Stacks gone quick, you're a scam, that's right. Ego fat, call suck, you're out of touch. Pump that trash, left me broke too much. YouTube king, nah, just a hype machine. Crypto's mine, you're done has been seen.
Did you think I'd take it? Eat your garbage call. Your cloud's dead to me now. Watch your bullshit fall. 'Cause baby, you made a bad call. You know we used to cash in fast. You trashed it all so damn fast. 'Cause baby, now I played your bad call. Bad call.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself for
You're
a
toast, that's all.
exciting evening of turkey performance charting experience. You forgot to turn the lights on. Before we do, we must have the ringing of the cowbell.
Bad call.
The ringing of the cowbell.
That's all.
Sean, take us to the screen.
For those of you out there that are hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you.
Holy crap, Sean, that was good. Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto with the Road Dog. I'm glad to be with you here. I'm glad that you're here with me. I'm honored to have you here tonight as we watch Bitcoin dump profusely down to these lows of touching dang near 100,000. Came gosh darn close. But the hopium and that yeah, the hopium. The hopium that we would maintain this area right here. This juicy little red line, which represents not only the 236 Fibonacci fantastic blast off the Valhalla area, if we only held it, is also the that's the second low top that we had, you know, like back in the day when we were up in these areas before. So we lost our previous highs. We lost both of them. If we kind of zoom out a little bit and get some of this nonsense off of here, you can come over. Yeah, these guys over here, especially on the weekly. That's where my lines are based off of. And we lost that little booger right there, and right on the top of him. Now we're holding it right now, but we did dip below that little sucker, so that could be a good sign. This might be a little fake out. I would like to cross my fingers. Now when I look here on the weekly chart, I got to say she still looks beautiful, but she's looked beautiful this whole way up here, even through the scary parts. The weekly has maintained its beauty. That looks like a dang strong trend to me. Pardon my southern cussing right there with the word of dang. It's not R-rated yet, so I'm still going to say it. And we are deviating from, you know, trend lines here. We are working. It's a parabolic move. It's a huge one, really. And they normally have like 5 steps, or some people call them step patterns, I think. And they normally have 5 steps on these little boogers. You got a 1, and this one's got a big step right there. That's for giants. And then we're here, and it looked like we were going to go up into these areas and try to make another step, right? But then those dreams were crushed. Actually, back here, it looked like it's going to give it all up, but we bounced beautifully off that 50 moving average here on the weekly, and that's, well, she needed to do that, and hopefully we don't talk to it again for a while. I hope not. Now here on the weekly, our 9 moving average, pardon me just a moment, our 9 moving average has not yet caught up with price. Now it's hanging around 96, close to $97,000, but now it has bullishly crossed that 21. I remember weeks ago we were sitting here and wondering, is that going to cross? Oh, I mean, I remember back when this was going on, when it was crossing, like, that's not good. That's not good. Don't like it. Nope, not good. And now that's actually good. Now, I don't know whether we're going to come back and retest it, or I don't know if we're going to lose the $100,000 area and drop lower or not. 97 is a good stop. 93, 94, right in that area is also a good stop. And 88, those are all fib levels that we can come down and talk to if we need a deeper correction. I hope we don't, but it's still, if it happens, it's still all good in the bigger picture of things. But as far as this 4-year cycle thing, man, this time frame for how that normally works is she's squeezing us a little bit. So there's a little pressure, I think, in the market based on that time thing, estimating, that in October, November, December, that we should be peaking out, right? And let us all over. And we're sitting here looking, I know I am, I'm sitting here looking at my altcoin wallets, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is what? Wait a minute. We're almost at the end, at the fun part of the market, but we're back down below where we started on some of these little guys. Some of them are below where they started, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Yay, crypto should have stayed in the stock market. At least they made money. Bitcoin is the only one. It's been the one that's been outperforming. Let me see if I can get you guys pulled up here. Why'd I lose that? Hello, everybody. Let me come over and say hello to the 18 beautiful people hanging out with me as we watch Bitcoin dump down to the depths of hell. We'll take a look at Bitcoin. Currently on the daily, I don't know if you can see this because I got all these little white lines. Let me see if I can take some of these guys off. Or maybe I could just flip a chart, go to a different chart. Don't have as much junk on it. That might work. You remember how the weekly, we bounced off that 50? Remember that? Okay. You see, it's kind of something that we kind of do. We try to find support on that 50, and then we can continue with the overall bullish move. Kind of a rule of thumb is when you start breaking that 50, it starts getting a little hairy. And we don't like that. When you start breaking the 50, it's kind of like, oh man, dude. See, we held it over here and continued up. This was the last cycle, but after we lost it here on the weekly is a good one to kind of figure out if you're in trouble or not. It did come back and beautifully retested, though. That was the last chance before at 48,000. Everything looks so easy when you go back in time. When it's all playing out, though, and you don't know what that next candle is going to look like, or how that moving average is going to continue strong or start turning. You don't know. When she's playing out exactly what she's going to do, you can only hope. And then sometimes it will do a nice little surprise. So, to me, I think we still look good. I mean, we're above the 50 moving average on the weekly. We're above the 8 moving average, and I can't bitch about that. We lost the 5. Now, we can bitch about that. You're a loser, Bitcoin. You're a loser. You lost the 5, man. Can't even keep your 5 in line, man. Come on. I don't know if that'll do any good or not. Seems to work in sports. I don't know. They like to haze each other. Come on, let's take a look on the smaller time frame here, like a 12-hour, and I got a trend line, which is not the great one. We'll put it up here where it makes more sense with the touches there, and we lost that sucker. Yep. Those trend lines. Now, we are Monday morning quarterbacking here, but I'm just stressing the importance of the trend lines. Whatever time frame you're on, when you lose them, it's worth paying attention to, right? Wouldn't you agree? Sometimes when things are really bullish, they might ride on up, but they still usually it forms a double top or something if it does that. But in most cases, dang near most of them. Anyway, but here clearly, so I mean, that was a 109. 109. Now we take a measure move from this little guy, because measure moves are kind of cool. And we put a measure move to the breakout right here. Let me line you up here. Right, the little dots right there along that line right there. And you see, it got really good. It got really good. We met our measured move for this Chanel idea. Right in here. Now, can't you go lower? Of course you can. That's a silly question. You don't know Bitcoin. Of course, it can do whatever the hell it wants to. We might have a little bit more. They might want to tag that area about 100,000 again. I don't know. Just by looking at this candle, that looks pretty strong and mean. It looks kind of nasty. I'm trying to say something nice about it, but I just better shut up. Is what they say. If you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. Hey, turns out that might have been a bear flag. If you want to go into that, well, why don't they ever get the crazy ass measure moves out for these things? Look, we could be going all the way down here by Saturday. Why don't they ever do that, I wonder? It's like rules change or something. Anyway, we'll take, that's a big poll. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for commenting on my poll. Now, I'd personally take mine to the top trend there. It's a Bukowski thing too, and or he talks about it over there, and he of course ran the numbers on it, so that one tends to play out a little bit better. That just takes us down to this little zone here, about 99,300. We want to do it like the way I was originally taught, was to put it on the breakout of it, and then we come here. Now, one of the reasons that I would say that I do go for this reason over the other is from what I've learned about, you know, the Fibonacci measure moves, because this will more likely line up with a Fibonacci, it usually does, than the breakout, and therefore I think you have more accuracy doing it that way. Can they sometimes go beyond the extent and make you look like an idiot? Man, you don't know what you're talking about, dude. You said it's gonna stop here, it went up. Yeah, they can do that. They can. But sometimes they'll just nail it. Sometimes they'll respect right there in that area. And it's like, huh, you might be onto something there. Yeah, we just need a little edge. We just need a little guidance, a little something. Nothing new under the sun. These things keep repeating. Just a little different personalities seems to come out of these little boogers at time to time. Could this be an ABC correction? Are we almost done with the C correction? Are we being very hopeful tonight, trying to find that last little bit of hopium instead of ignoring the obvious thing that we are going down? Did I chase everybody off there? So not only is Bitcoin having a bad day, losing levels that we would rather keep, and my take is, if we lose that 236 fib, which we talked about this even last night, man, losing this area right here, which is the listed one on this particular chart. That's a different, we switched charts. There was this area where we were trying to, and we bounced off of it. We're looking at this 382 area. Now that's the most common one. We talked about that last night. It's like, it's rare that happens, but if it ever does, if it does kick off, I said, if it does kick off, especially, you know, we break over here, it's going to be a strong ass move. But they usually start there, give a little hiccup, and then price usually travels down. So I am looking at this area 97.6. I don't know if it's going to be a slow bleed down there. We might have some ups and downs. I expect us to come back up a little bit. If we come back down, I don't know. But overall, I mean, our moving averages here on the bigger time frames are still good. I mean, well, they need a little bit of help, but they're getting it. I mean, the daily, the bigger ones over here look all happy. They're like a big old happy family. It's just these little youngsters over here that are causing all the trouble. And ain't that usually how it works? All these little smaller moving averages running around acting all crazy and stuff instead of doing what they're supposed to do, which is go up, which is what you told them to do in the first place. But no, they ain't listening to you. Hell no. They're running around like crazy, man. having to come down to the 50 moving average, see if this one can talk some sense into us what we're trying to do. I hope it does, because we don't want the 200 moving average coming in this. We already lost it. 4 hour gave it up, man. I'm just saying. We have been monitoring the 4 hour, and so now I'm officially bearish. Not well, I mean, 3/4 bearish. Mostly on mom's side. 1/4 bullish on dad's side, but the bearish tendencies are starting to win out here on this time frame. So I'm kind of curious, man. What's this? What are they doing? This almost feels like a weekend to me, dude. I mean, for real. We used to expect this stuff to happen on Saturday and Sunday, right? And I've been saying this the last couple of weeks. I mean, it's like the midweek starting to feel like a weekend. They're switching up their game a little bit on us. And now we're starting to get a little bit more action on weekends. And that's a sign of retail, but it's not real. So I'm keeping my eye on that. That's kind of crazy. So here we are watching Total 3. Now, you remember Mr. Woolly Booger over here? That was Mr. Big Woolly Booger. This is Little Woolly Booger, the inverted head and shoulders little thing with the neckline. And I got a neckline there, and we are testing that area. It's not the most beautiful one because I went to a 4 hour chart. But I would say that let's cross our fingers that task is complete on that. And I highly recommend that we take a look at Total 3 to kind of navigate. 22 minutes. I'm doing better. Doing better. Counts the intro. Okay. We're going to take a look at Total 3. Well, this was the resistance. We went against it. We gave it our best. Bulls gave it all. But they got shot down by them nasty, dirty bears. Sorry, Mom. This turkey is 3/4 bear. Okay. So 4 hour chart over here too. And then here is our... This is a angle line. I took this as an angle from over here. So this one is that's a new line on a new concept. I'm not putting him there solid. But what I am saying is that this line right here, this big fat juicy white line, that's the area that we're trying to retest, and currently we are below it, and I'm like, no way. Perhaps if I drew my line just a little bit better, we could get some better results, Mr. Lazy Fart. I'm trying to touch this one, but it doesn't want to be touched right now. I'm going to go to these guys. Well, let's just lay it right on top. I only got 2 touches right there. That's not working for me. I've got to touch all 3 of them, so I've got to go. I've got to go here, and I guess I'm going to be cutting through. No, tell me it's not so. Tell me. Maybe we're going to go with the last 2. I just want we can go through these guys. Anyway, we're back at this area. The only thing that would negate all this, and well, I mean, it's already done its thing. It had a nice little. It didn't meet its full measure move. It did a nice run up, right? And we were hoping for that. It did a beyond expected. It was looking dismal over here and went plurp. We had a nice little run up as Bitcoin dominance was coming down, but she hadn't been coming down as much lately. Now, here on the bigger movement, I see some good things and I see some bad things, which probably ends up translating, and usually does end up translating, to a lot of freaking chop. But this is the area that we need to hold. So far, we are holding it. I'm on the 4 hour though, so I'd like to see a bigger cloud start to develop there. And I'm just not seeing it yet. But here we are, kind of respecting this area, starting to draw our little bitty candles here on the 1 hour, Total 3, and trying to get above that 9 moving average if we can. If we can, then we got at least hopefully a dead cat bounce coming, if nothing else. And that's just where we go up a little bit and then roll the freak right over. We don't want that to happen. We really don't. We could use a little bit more bullishness here in the momentum, though. I'm not seeing it all yet, but at least we stopped the bleeding, and we're at a point that we're supposed to come back to and test, and good place to try to bounce and do something. And then we're heading into the weekend. Now, this is where they might get kind of interesting with all these altcoins at juicy prices. Some people with money might be stepping in. I don't know. I don't particularly like that stuff up there, but hey, that's what we got to deal with. Hello, chat people, 22 people hanging out with me. Let me come over here. Bigfoot is real. I've always thought so. I used to go Bigfoot hunts when I was little with my cousin. How's Whiff looking? Whiff is actually on my list of ones to go over tonight. We will be taking a look at Whiff. It's Thursday. Yes, and tomorrow's Friday, where they're going to pull a fast one on us. I don't know. So either they plan on dumping us even more harder tomorrow, or maybe they're going to lighten up and start pumping us up on the weekend and get us all excited. Oh, look, we're so lucky to have caught the bottom on the weekend. Now we can buy to our heart's content and watch price pump up, and then, oh crap, it's Wednesday next week. Let's dump everything again. It seems to be what they like to do. They like to dump us all. Run us up, dump us down. So, thank you very much. Renew the membership there. Have we got a W on the 15 or a bear flag? For Bitcoin? You're saying, or do we have a W or a bear flag? When we don't have a W, it can be a bear flag or pennant, or I guess that's however you want to draw your lines. A lot of people like to just, I don't know, they just like to draw a straight line. I like, the lines and the angles matter to me, so I play those. So yeah, and anyway, look at it. That's a bearish channel and the bearish formation that's starting to squeeze. But this is looking juicy. So the thing is, if they go the other way, then they go hard. But there's still a lot of rejection over here. I don't expect to get past. I think we got a chance actually to come back up here for a retest idea. Let me go back to where is it? My chart. Shoot, I can't recognize it. Oh. No, it's you, I think. No, it's not you. Not you. Oh, we got this little guy over here. I think we can, I got so many different charts with, some different takes. So the disconcerting thing was that not only that we went down, but that we also knocked out this low. So far until this point, we could have been technically saying, no, well, this could still be our higher low. But it's pretty clear we are definitely on a downtrend now. That's pretty much being established, and it even went down past this one over here. So that's the first signs that we look for confirming a downward trend, and that kind of sucks for Bitcoin right now. So unless we get a little Christmas miracle, and I'm not saying it's out of the question, one thing that I do like over here, I like how the 100 hasn't started crossing yet. Now she's turning over a little bit, and it gives us a chance, especially with the bigger moving averages like this, that we might at least start coming back up here, might even reclaim this area. So that's one of the things I look at as far as the moving averages go. But the Ichimoku cloud that I got back here she ain't liking it. Now I thought this was interesting, and where was this? This is Ave posted this a while back, and I thought this is related to GAN, who I like GAN, or the GAN style, but it's very deep, man. It's a deep one. Where did it go? We're just going to sit here and scroll up and down and make you dizzy. but it's basically, if I can read it over here, 6th through the 9th conjunction cluster, Mercury and Jupiter conjunction. There's a full moon coming on the 11th, so that's coming good, and that could take us up to 106.5 or 108.5 to the peak, and then we could be pulling back to about 103 to 104 after the full moon. On January 12th, after that full moon, such that we might start visiting the areas that we're back in right now. So we might get a little pumpy pump coming into the full moon, and then after that full moon, we might be starting to, the 12th through the 17th, start coming down. I think that's kind of interesting. That means we need to start working on catching some ground here and rebounding. And here on the 1 hour, I know it could either be the first stages of a big rollover event, or there's still enough that we can recover. All right, let's take a look, if you don't mind, at the scary Bitcoin dominance who just will not die. This is the source of our heartache for altcoins, ladies and gentlemen. It's right here. Bitcoin dominance just playing with our emotions. This is on the 1 hour. This is on the 4 hour. No matter how you look at it, she's got some big green candles that are going to the upside when we need red candles going to the downsides for altcoins to say, oh my God, I'm not dying. I'm not dying. Until then, Bitcoin is going to outperform altcoins, and altcoins are going to struggle and trail off. And every time that Bitcoin does drop, they're going to drop harder. And that's what sucks with the altcoins. One step forward, 2 steps back is what it seems like for altcoins. Feel me? Yeah, it sucks. Ladies and gentlemen, let us take a look at a few coins right now. WIF was recommended or asked about, and it's on my list too. We'll take a look at WIF. WIF! All right, so we got a trend line down here, mostly touching these candle bodies to these candle bodies, kind of skimping on these a little bit because that's a lower angle. Oh snap! There we go. And we haven't touched it yet, but that's coming in right around 79 cents, somewhere through there. Here in the 4 hour, we get the death cross. I want to quit calling it that because it doesn't mean price is going to go down. You could read it as, you know, maybe sell the next pump. That's probably a good way to read it. Sell the next pump. Sometimes it might continue straight down, just like it threatens to, but the majority of the times it doesn't. Sometimes it reverses there on you. Not totally, but you get a little, you know, a little something something. We are on a downtrend, ladies and gentlemen, and then it sucks for everything, especially since we were up here just recently, not in December. Gosh, look, and you're like, man, maybe we'll come back and make December, November highs. Maybe we're working our way up there, and we're thinking, oh yeah. But it's a process, right? I mean, that's the thing you got to remember on it. So when you zoom out, let's get rid of those fibs there, and you see the trend line there, and you see how we're just opening and broadening, and well, that is a pattern or a scope of things. Now, it may not play out exactly to my trend lines, but you can see what price structure is doing, is broadening out and opening up to new possibilities. And so that does open up the ideas that we can start getting back there if this trend line will hold. So we're going to test that, it looks like, over the next few days, and hopefully it will hold. If it doesn't hold, what is it going to do? Well, that would suck is what it would do. I mean, that's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it a suck. That would suck. I don't like it. Oh no, don't say it's not so. You don't want to do it. No, we don't want it to. We do not want it to come back down and test 42 cents, man, but it can. with what it's doing here. It can. We don't want that to happen. That would be nasty. No. I'm gonna label that little guy in there. So we really need this trend line to hold. Now what I do like is the other moving averages are moving bullish on here on the 4 hours. So hopefully that's what's going to happen. Remember, we were looking at the weekly on some of these coins, and some of them were flipping bearish, and some of them are like Bitcoin. Even Bitcoin is doing this on the weekly, giving us a faint bar. So that's a warning sign on Bitcoin going on too. Just want to say that Bitcoin and altcoins. They're showing some signs of weakness there on the weekly MACD. It doesn't mean, I mean, hey man, just means cautious, be cautious, but it could be it's the first sign of red flags. It's your first red flag. It's like, watch out now. We do have some good things going on over here on the weekly. All right, so let's get down to whiff over here. So are you coming up? You going down? What are you doing? What are you doing? What you got going on right now? Huh? What are you wearing? Huh? Well, oh, is that too personal? Sorry. I thought we were like that. So I'm here on the 1 hour too. I think I do think we got a shot to recover a little bit. I'm just not confident in how much of a recovery it's going to be, since we are heading into the weekend. But I can see that we can get back up to this area. Well, we need to see if we can get above 92 cents, 92.5 cents. Go back and touch that one. That one's going to be important, because if we can't do it or we start rolling over before that, then that means that could be a sign we're coming down lower to 70 or 70 cents or something, and that would not be fun. That's what I'm getting off the 1 hour time frame. There's some bearish crosses on the moving averages on the momentum there, and that's not exactly what we want to see. We at this point in the game, near the tops when this starts happening, and what we want to do is have a little hope, and maybe they can. This is just the hopium kicks in, but this is where we gotta be cautious, because this is where we get caught up getting stuck at the tops. Because if this is what we're going to do when we are at the top, and it is all over, and we're just going to sit here and watch it drop, well, maybe this is it. Maybe it'll bump. That's how you take the elevator all the way back down to the bottom floor there. And so we gotta guard how we what's going on inside us with the psychology of all this too. And the only way that I found to do that half-ass anyway is with some rules. And you got to have rules, and so trend lines are one of my rules. And when I got to have a line in the sand, so if we break it, then I'm going to be pissed as hell, and and start changing up my strategy. Now, if it breaks it, I'm not going to immediately sell everything, because a lot of times they can. This point in the game, them dirty little bastards will fake us out and come back into it. So I want to wait for confirmations. And the only tragic thing would be if she just wanted to just go hard, and that's when it gets scary. And you just got to take a deep breath and hope that if you had stop losses or something in place. If not, you just have to hold on to your hands, hope you don't get liquidated, and come back up for some kind of retest and try to de-risk. Why are we talking about all this? I don't know. It's just coming out. DLZ, what's up, my man? Is it trying? Bitcoin's trying to crawl up. 102. Oh, you're at 102. I hope you recover that little yellow line I've got right there, Bitcoin. I hope you get to that. I want to see, where's my red line? It was this one right here, 103. That we lost. That's the one that we really need to get back above. I hope we do. I mean, the moving averages are trying to do something. It's just that the bigger ones, even on this, I'm on the 5-minute time frame here. The bigger ones they're still bearish. They just flipped. So it takes my confidence away. So even here on this time frame, I would look at that 0.5 moving average. Even this one right here. But see, now this one comes up back to the 0.5 is at that red line too. That little magical spot, that little weekly spot that we're looking at, right? That the one that we lost that we were hoping to hold and go to Valhalla. So what we could be looking at is coming back up to 103 and then possible rollover to 98 can happen. Not saying it would, or I mean we could come back for a higher low too. Because I believe this does look like a trend line. Oh, that was this idea. Yeah, I was taking with the Bitcoin. I was just following that angle and just connect that jar on the trend line. But trend lines don't die, baby. They go on forever, and they can be a point of support. So if it starts working, why not? And then that opens the idea that this is actually just a bigger ass channel that we could come back up to. So I'll lock it if we can hold it. We need to get back above that red line though. We need to recover 103. And I'm not convinced that I don't know yet. I got too many crosses going on over here, man. Let me come back over and see. Did I ever put up my little marker there? Okay, so I put up the marker there. It says submit your coin request for live analysis. And that way I can make sure that I can find them. So if I miss it or something, hopefully I'll come back and I'll see it underneath there. Kelly says H-bar looks depressed. I think H-bar. Yes, I think I don't. Oh man, H-bar needs some help. A lot of them need some help. Aw, thank you, Soul. Very so cool. Bitcoin teases, so it does, it really does. That's why the DCAers, I think that they've got an edge on everybody. I just think that's just DCA into Bitcoin. Those guys are doing just awesome fine. There's Bullish on Parade. I see you, Strega. I'll have a crypto show. Tao lost his 50 on the daily, did it? Let's go take a look. Whoa, look at you, Tao. You're getting cheap. Where am I at? The 4 hour? I'm on the 4 hour right now. Well, that's hopeful here. Let's go to the daily. Zoom out a little bit. Take a look at Tao. So we were looking at this guy. The bearish megaphone decided to finally flip bearish on us. If we took a measured move, and they're not the greatest measured movers, for real, but that would take us a little bit closer to that 618 than I would really want to go. I really don't want to see 618s right now. If we're going to be bullish, if we got hope of being bullish on these altcoins, I want to see some 0.5 bounces. I don't want to see 618 bounces. I mean, I will take a 618, don't get me wrong. It's the golden rule. It's the golden standard. And there's one point in the market where it's like almost clockwork. You can count on it hitting it almost every time. But now's not the time we want to see that happen. We want to see things be just a wee bit bullish. Turn the notches up just a little bit. We want to see some 0.5s hitting. When that changes, I'm going to change because the market's changing. So we got the chance to be coming down here, 334, maybe down to 290 something if in 300 area. That would sucky suck. 100 moving average is down there to catch us around 324 if we decide to go down a little bit lower. Let's come down and see if we got anything here on the 4 hour again. Got Miss Lucy and the 800 down there. They're having a party. They got their gig going on tonight. That's Lucy and the 800 live. Yeah, looks like she can keep it going. I mean, we can pull out some little tricks and whatnot to try to gauge her, but she, ooh, dang. Maybe she'll get a catch here, but I don't know if it'll stick. These 1618s, I've been seeing them when I do this on some of the small stuff. They've been hitting. Oh, that's a nice one. That was beautiful. So you did that, huh? From low to high. You did. Oh, that was gorgeous. She came down to the 272, then popped up to the 272. That was a full-on move right there, baby. That was a full-on. That was gorgeous. That's my. I'm sorry. I'm getting all nerded out. And that's exactly the same width from here to there. That's uncanny. All right, and exactly from there to here. But from there to here, what do you got? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting lost in. I do this. I'm sorry. Let's start looking at some of these more altcoins. So I don't know if you're into Trump coin. I'd say a lot of people must be getting pissed off at Trump because that stuff's dumping, along with everything else, mind you. Oh look, trade set up. Oh, didn't make it to my targets because we lost our trend line. Yay. Blue sucker, dog. That one sucked. If we come over here and we put we put a little top line over there, let me get this stuff off so we can see. So if you're looking at pattern ideas, just take a look and see what pattern that was happening right here. And that when you take all the lower lines and the top lines, you got a symmetrical triangle, and this is what they do. This is the rabbit run. I talk about symmetrical triangles, man. Why I don't trust these little SOBs as far as you can throw them. We're just doing this in hindsight, just so if you ever get in this situation again where, look, it's to the upside by this, because you know that's out there. Well, look, it's this to the upside. I mean, I even had targets to the upside too, in case she kept that area, but still, when you see these, I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. Look. And then she doing this thing, and you know what? She can come back up here and she in range. She can do it. She nasty. They just nasty. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be anti-triangular or anything like that, but they nasty. Never met a symmetrical triangle that I like. Now we're stuck trying to figure out where you're gonna find a bottom, baby. You need to find one soon. You at one of them right now. I hope it holds. You haven't hit it yet. Maybe you don't. If I carry from over here, then we've hit it if I go from this one. But I went from the way bottom because if I was on a different time frame, that's what I'd probably see there too. So I'm sticking with it. I got that on there. Okay, so could we be seeing 914 out of Trump? Could be. Can we make it back to 12? I think it's a possibility. Fart coin. You guys know fart coin? Did we just look at this? It looks so familiar. So measure move from this channel idea, and we came close to it, didn't quite nick it. I've got a that should be a T3. That should be a good fib level right there from a bigger pool. Yeah. I've got several different ones there. Doesn't matter as long as we catch somewhere and start going up is all that matters. So what we look for now. We were looking for that. Now we got to take into account this new guy. So we need to look for it, see if we can get a break up out of this little guy, see if it'll hold. Otherwise, we could just be rolling over. I do kind of like this as a local pattern on the 1 hour, as this can find a partial decline here. Maybe so. And then 72% chance that it can break up, but it doesn't mean that this is like a whole big trend reversal. We hope so. We hope that maybe it's bouncing off the bottom of this pattern, or maybe even better yet, not even touching the bottom of this trend line and then starting to come back. But that's a little hopeful to be guessing when the whole world's starting to melt in front of our face right now. Or so it feels. But that is what the patterns say. So I'll keep that little guy on there. We'll continue to watch and see if we can get a breakout. 15 minute on Altcoins says they're going to try it. These moving averages are still bearish, but they're going to try it. They might do some good. So let's see if we can come up here and tap this 121 area. At least get it back up there. TRX is Tron. We don't look at that one very much here, but she's been having a pretty good day today. It looks like Tron was down at 26 cents, went all the way to 28. Oh man, pick out your Lambo. Zoom out here a little bit on the 4 hour. This is what Tron looks like, man. Is that let's do some adjustment here. Oh, it's just, we got a new bottom in there. So Tron, it looks like back in November or December, went up to 44 cents, and that's kind of crazy because I remember when it was about 12 cents, and I put some money into it just so I'd have it for gas fees or whatever. Because I didn't realize at that time, but that was a very smart move of Justin Sun to just, I mean, basically Tron, all it is a way to transfer stable coins, a cheap way. That's basically all it is. There's nothing else really over there that it does. That's the best thing that it does. And it used to be kind of cheap. It's not as cheap anymore, I don't think. Kind of hard to beat Base and Solana and some of the other ones. So we're looking at Tron trying to work its way up to our next target right around 31 cents there. I think that's a good one too. That seems to be a support resistance flip right over here. So and then maybe from there to 33 cents, but that seems to be what we're trying to do here with Tron. It's actually been a nice little steady one, and then whenever a lot of stablecoin stuff starts coming into effect, hence stablecoin bills, I'm just saying, Tron might be that little dark horse that's going to do some good. Look at this. Look at this. That's no doubt a parabolic run. This has got to be, I've got to say it, when all the other coins are down, I mean, this one's doing good and holding its value. Go figure that out. So this is the weekly for Tron right there. Just killing it, I think. Nice rounding shape there. And then we get these little spurts. She goes up. When was that? Was that oh, that was at the, okay, yeah, that was at the peak, December 2. Then we got Jupiter over here on Binance. It's coming down and testing this, should be a 0.5 Fibonacci if I'm not mistaken there. They also got, you know, we got an inverted head and shoulder bottom reversal pattern back here. It broke out, came back for a beautiful retest, and then started on, you know, we started tracking, let me get the numbers over here. The trend lines from it, and it started opening, broadening, widening out, making an opening and broadening pattern. And if we go to the candle bodies, well, it seems that we might have particularly broke that, and I'm going to pull my last little line of defense, and I don't think it's going to do anything. Bring this down to match up that wick, and no, it's clearly broken. So however, might we catch something here? Oh, that was nice. Did you hit target and went on below it? That sucks, road dog. You got out at 27 cents and I could have made 42. You suck. You gotta be grateful for what you get. Because even that can disappear. I'm just saying. Alright, so you always gotta be grateful. That's a 618 area we're coming down to. Well, it's always good to go over all this stuff, I guess. I'm gonna put this right under price action so I know that's kind of new. Alright, so that's below our little shoulder. Showed them. I feel like my indicators are gone. What the hell happened to my indicators? Did I do something stupid? I feel like I erased everything. Here they are. How did that happen? We'll take a look at Ave over here, and I'll come back to the chat and see what you guys are up to. Lower or high right there, that's the sign, the first sign of trouble. And if we broke our parabolic move here, I mean, maybe there's a bigger picture idea, but usually that's kind of like, to me, that's a red flag of, So I'm going to come over to Ave real quick, since we are in kind of bearish sentiment right now, and just kind of look at the bigger indicators here on the weekly. So far, that's nice. That's showing maybe a little bit of weakness there, but still money flow is coming in the green. That's not bad. Good crosses. So can we come back to around 200? It looks like it could be a possibility. The holy 3168 wave, but we're at 336. Well, that was hopeful. Never did make it up to the 618, so that's showing a little bit of weakness. And so right here, which I believe, if my lines are correct, is not correct. That is not correct. It is now, though. Now the fib's coming in about 217. Trend line is coming in somewhere around 220. I'll go ahead and go with that 217 area here. So we made a lower high, so now we're looking for a lower low, which will probably be somewhere around 218, and then we see if we can make a higher high or a lower high, and see what might happen from there. At some point, we might even come back down and touch these 200 moving averages. I'd prefer to look somewhere around the daily chart. Daily's got us above the 200 right now, and we're flirting with that. That would really suck to lose that, to be honest with you. It would be really nice if it could just bounce right off of that and not break that. It really would. The hopium is that maybe it does that. 50's coming in right under here on the daily. I think that's a good way to look at Ave. Okay, so we like shorter term time frames. That's what I'm hearing from you guys. So I'm going to look at like the 1 hour on it. And I'd like to say that the momentum is still, still looks healthy and fairly strong. Just a little hiccup, but I don't like when we start doing these things. I'm not a big fan of these cups at these tops, because they usually don't, they didn't say cup and handle. I guess some people might look at it. I'm sure there are some people that just see cup and handles where they look everywhere. Look, there's a cup and handle. Look, there's another cup and handle. Oh my God, there's a cup and handle. There's a cup and handle too. Oh my gosh, look at all the cup and handles. There's so many cup and handles. I'm the only one who can see cup and handles. Yeah, there are people out there like that too. Just see certain patterns everywhere. Seems it changes over time. I don't know. I think it's mostly gimmick. But that to me, it forms a lot of top shapes that we've seen a lot lately. So I'm cautious when I start seeing those little boogers over there. I do like them when they're around over here though, because they can bounce. I know it sounds crazy, but they can. Ave, you lost it, baby. You lost it. Oh, that's a beautiful one. Look, trend lines win again. Look at that. That's gorgeous. All right, you can take a measured move, and she's probably still got a little bit more to come down. We'll just go from right here. Bring it right down here and put it right at the breakout. Put it at the breakout. Suggest we come down to 208. Put it at the retest, which I've just been doing for fun lately. It says 229. Who knows? We might knock them both out. And that would suck, because if we do come down there, then I would think that these moving averages would be more flipped, and that would not be good. But I do like this trend line. Let's see if we can hold here. I'm not full on bearish on these things. And remember, we shouldn't be, because they've flipped bullishly on the weekly, so we should have some goodness coming out of these guys. Some of them, like XRP, though, and notice this, that on the weekly, I mean, she's getting some bearish signals here. Well, she has for the last couple of weeks, actually. Is time getting away from me again? And even here on the MACD, it just looks horrible for XRP for some reason. I don't know why. Lost the 9 moving average. So, I mean, there's a possibility of coming down here. 50 moving average is a 618 fib area, about 182. As far as shorter term time frames go, man, we're flirting with losing these areas. You might make an argument we lost the candle body area right here. I'm not purely negative on it, because I think we're at an area where we might catch something through here. So I look around 205, maybe $2 to be tested. I'm really curious what they're going to do to us this weekend. With if they'll get us hyped up, and things will suddenly become better over the weekend. Look, we're recovering, and it's the weekend trap. The weekends are here to trap retail, if you haven't figured that out. But if you're looking for the traps, then you can sometimes you can capitalize on those traps, or at least work it to your advantage. May come back to the chat over here. Okay, says, have you ever used the free money flow profile indicator by Lux Algo? It's interesting, like volume. I've never used it. I'm sure I've seen somebody else use it though. Burgundy is a great color. Oh, thank you. Sir James, how's it going? I think we just did check out XRP. And I'm hoping we get a bounce back 205 or whatever. We lost that trend line. That's what sucked. That's a sucky trend line. Now on this one, I like to look on this one on the daily. And I just think you get some more accurate information here on the daily. Now it looks like we were in an opening broadening pattern, a bearish megaphone, and there's a possibility. Now these don't always work out as great to come down and touch these areas. I hope it doesn't, because we're hoping that this little faint trend line, and it is very faint and weak, from candle bodies to this little lone wick would hold here. It's weak though, and is weak. There is a possibility we might be coming all the way back down to 160 though. I gotta throw that out there. You made a lower high. We couldn't get back up to redo that guy. So if we can't catch at one of these little areas here, then oh man.
Sun climbs high, the breeze is sweet. Digital waves crash at our feet. Token sway.
Let's see, we got Fartcoin Killer Recovery. SPX is strong too. I think we looked at Fartcoin. We didn't look at the SPX. Oh wow, look at you. Look at SPX here on the daily, man. Well, always have hope, I guess. That's nice rounding structure going on right there. She got rejected off her 618, huh? What, she can get up here to 120. Here we are on the 4 hour. Now we see the rejection happening right here. A double top scenario. Could be, possibly. In my opinion, it all depends on the trend line, and that should be a nice strong one here on the 4 hour. We flirted with it. 200 or the 50 moving averages is here, and that's a good place to bounce. We bounced off it over here. We played around with it over here, but since we got on this nice strong move here, we respected it there and here. And there's a good chance that we might respect it again. Let's hope that we are. We come down to the 1 hour. It is the 200 moving average that we're looking at holding for support there. And that looks good, actually. So let's hope that as price is being squeezed and, you know, what it's doing. Oh man, you're going to be that dude that draws that thing. I hate drawing that thing. I'm not even going to connect it. Oh man, that's a boomer pattern. But it's true. I mean, the price is going to squeeze, and it's going to do one of two things, right? Is she's going to explode up here and start going to about 146, or we're going to start coming down here and, you know, try to retest some areas down here. With the momentum on the moving averages, I think it's got a good shot to just keep on going. So maybe that's also a good sign. Maybe we'll see some meme coin activity over the weekend or something. I hope so. I'm hoping for a bullish weekend, a little bit. I don't think it'll be real whatsoever, and I think that we'll probably see those kind of prices lost again, because that's what happens with altcoins. If you haven't noticed, we look, oh yeah, there was, yeah, then, oh man, we're back. Oh man, we're even lower. How did that happen? That's what we're going through with a lot of the altcoins. So we gotta. Well, let's hope the hell they pump the hell out of them this weekend and take our profits. Let's do what they're doing. Jeez. Take a look at that near. Near just lost its crap. I had this area down here at 221 or 220. At 220 and 220 close enough. Jesus, sorry. So I gotta zoom out. Sorry guys, I have to zoom out. I have to zoom out before I can zoom in, and I highly recommend that everyone else does that too. So this was that's a valid trend line that we just broke right there, and that kind of sucks. I could scare the bejesus out of you here and take a major move. But we've also broke out of this guy, so it wouldn't surprise me if we dropped all the way to retesting that guy. But we're retesting a 236 fib area as like a, you know, the little bargain area or whatever. Hopefully that will hold. Is there any sign here, any reason to tell me why that should? I'm not seeing very much, honestly. I'm seeing lots of bearish crosses going on the moving average. So while yes, I would like for it to hold, what it looks like it's doing is setting up for a bearish retest. And then what's it going to do from there? Most likely continue with a lower low if things don't start changing soon. If we don't like it when we lose trend lines and lose support levels, that's kind of a big deal. You could have made an argument that it lost it earlier, depending on how you drew your trend line. I mean, that was the most accurate. That was really what was initially charted right there, and coming up and doing a bearish retest around that area. A little wiggle room there to play with. But if you wanted to go to the wicks, you would have nailed it. But I mean, there's wiggle room with trend lines, depending on what you do, and sometimes you can. My rules are generally body to body, but I will switch it around, especially if it will help me define the story that's going on, and then I go with that. And I also respect that angle. So we had another bearish megaphone, which became bearish on us. Dang bearish megaphones. Why you gotta be so bearish all the time? Might be why they call them a bearish megaphone. So these guys are on the table for near, maybe down to 194, and that's just hoping that this area holds. We got a trend line for support if it does, but golly, near. This is one that I want to look at over here on some of the bigger time frames. So yeah, downtrend. That looks interesting though. You could, I see a glimmer of hope in that. Let's see if we got anything else. Whoa, you're the one. You're one of them too. Look at this. Now this hasn't totally confirmed, but Near has got a red dot here. That's the sell signal here on Market Cipher on the weekly. On the weekly, some of these, that's why I wanted to look on the weekly on some of these, because some of them are they're showing some bearish signs here. And so my question is, and I'll pose it to you guys, you know, do you think the sell in May walk away guys won again? And do you see the psychology that happens within ourselves in the market as we are in May and it's peaking out and we're like, no, it probably still go up. We're probably no, it's good to that sale, but it probably still got a little bit more. Or, you know, the psychology in retrospect always amazes me, and then it amazes me of how I fall into it, you know, because we all do that, especially if you're here watching YouTube. That's what you're doing right now. It can influence me if I watch somebody. Maybe they're on to something, and. So I mean, we gotta be, even I can influence your thoughts on things like that. And then what I'm trying to do is just give you my opinion. It was like a secondary or friendly opinion, a mentor kind of like opinion idea of the analysis and techniques, if you will. But it all comes up to us, man, trying to navigate this freaking crypto market that doesn't want to play ball, man. So we could be looking at another bear flag right there. It's a possibility. Me coming back to the chat. Hello, chat. Joe, can you check Hyper Liquid if you get a chance? Let's go check out Hype. Got it on KuCoin here. I'm gonna zoom out. So this one's been strong. So I think that's our 236 fib area right there. Looks awful high, doesn't it? But no, that's it. And then 20. So I mean, yeah, really. So basically, all I can say is that we would love to see her bounce off at 33, but most likely we're going to see. We would consider ourselves fortunate to get one off at 28, and that would be great. It's just not the only. Well, let's take a few little things into account here. So you definitely hit our higher high area right there for this little guy right here. So you're possibly doing your little correction here. So I had this channel idea to try to see if she would hold, and of course we're back in it now, so that doesn't matter anymore. She's got that little curving going on right there too, that some people will just boldly call a cup and handle. You can't ask them how they tell the difference between a cup and handle and a double top, or else they'll call you a weirdo. What a weirdo. I don't know. But have you ever noticed, I mean, I've never heard them explain why a cup and handle is so special. What? It's just a cup and handle to the upside. I mean, I never hear what makes a cup and handle so special, or what makes a certain thing so special. What's happening? Because all patterns are what there's a visual representation of what price action is doing, whether it's trying to squeeze, and this one's trying to squeeze, and I hate to be the boomer drawing this damn thing again, but gosh darn it, this is, I can't tell you how much of that I hate to be the person that draws. Oh, okay, well we got this one. Okay, so got it one deviation. Unless I tried to do something like this. Look, you got this. Oh man, now I'm that dude again. When I was in the trading group, I don't know, I just hated these. I thought but now it makes, I don't know, maybe it just makes more sense to me now. But I mean, what choices do you have here? You got a strong trend line. The start to deviate, so that's, to me, is bullish. I see some bullish things going on with a 6-hour time frame. but the breakout of either, you know, your diagonal or horizontal. And I know Joe likes the horizontals.
The rhythm of markets, it sings like a song. It pulls you in, makes you
And that's a by the book entry right there. I mean, that's legit to wait till you get up above an area and find support on it, so you can ride the trend instead of trying to guesstimate. And everybody's got a different style and opinion and everything. I would be looking at trying to snatch you down here, but I don't know that it's going to come here. But then also be kind of, are you going to stick? But once you get above that level 2, of course, you know, you set your stop losses wherever and just hope that they don't come and stop us out. Same thing they could do at any place that you get in, really, though. So as long as she's making higher highs and higher lows, I don't have much bad to say about it. It's been a strong one. I think I've got to play in on it too. I'm trying to snipe up a little bit. So, I mean, I've got a long. I do not consider that to be any sort of cup and handle. It's already negated that. It went down too far. Now, it may play out like one, and then somebody say, but yeah, see, it played out anyway. And I'm like, okay, you win. Okay, fine. Call it what you want to call it. I don't know if I gave you any insights, Joe. It looks like you, or anything that you have already seen. Other than we look at our indicators here, and I like to look at the 4 hours, see what you're doing. I like that. I like the MACD starting to lighten up on us a little bit. That's cool. And I like the momentum wave. Oh, I like what I'm seeing over here. I do on the 4 hour. I think the 4 hour is a good chart, really, especially for the weekend. I really do. I mean, not the one that, it's the one to watch and plan on. I mean, when I'm sitting here watching price action when I'm bored, because sometimes Bitcoin just slows up and it's like watching paint dry. I mean, sometimes I'm on the 6 minute, sometimes I'm on a 1 minute, but that's not what I trade. That's not where I formulate or try to make decisions on what's happening. I'm not trying to predict the trend by whatever's happening on the 1 minute. Because it will lie to you. It will lead you astray. It will confuse you. It will distract you, and you will miss the actual big picture going on. And you're like, oh, snap! I got smacked in the face. So our first lower low, that's the first warning sign. But if she keeps her first lower high, I'm starting to trip up my words now. So far, I still like a trendline idea that she seems to be holding, man. Holding, oh, nice. It's trying. Can't ask for much more than that. And made a higher low than this one over here. That looks hopeful. Hyper, that looks like it might be a good place if it is near a bottom of a trend line to see if my position that I've got here. Where are you, Hyper? I got more in that than I wanted. Oh, I got a 2x position. I'm doing with this market being kind of tricky. I'm going very low leverage, and here's what I've been doing lately, and it seems to help. There's some pros and cons to it, but when it comes to my leverage, especially when it gets kind of tricky, and I don't want to be caught up on the wrong side of trades or anything on the weekend or anything crazy like that either. But then some of it is just so out there. So what I'm doing is maybe 1 or 2x, sometimes even 1x. But especially on these altcoins, especially the small altcoins, 1 or 2x. 1x or 2x, and then if your position starts taking, you can build it slowly, and the drawdown is not that bad when you're just using 1 or 2x leverage. If you're looking for a decent trade setup and things like that, or an area if you're trying to play a little bit of a longer play. to like build a position or something. And then when it starts taking off from you, then you can raise the leverage. It depends on your exchange. Some of them operate a little bit different, but then you can raise it to 5x or 7x on some of them, and that frees up your collateral. You got your stop loss to hold you in, and you can increase leverage, and maybe even add to you're building a position up, adding there. But I've been doing that lately. And the only bad thing is if I don't get enough in when I'm at 1 or 2x, like if I don't make my position big enough, because I might have, you could throw $500 into a trade on 1x or something. You throw $500 in, but you put it to 5x, and then your trade's only $125. You're like, oh, well, but you're still making the same amount of money. You're still going to make the same amount of dollars. It just frees up your capital. Your stop loss. That's the key. How much are you going to lose when you get stopped out? That's what you got to figure out if you're using, with anything, truly. If you're going to use I recommend using stop losses. And how much are you going to lose when you get stopped out? Is that more than 2 or 3% of your account, of your whole your little trading account you got? If it is, then you need to tweak your stuff a little bit, because the ones that are profitable, I mean, it's consistently following those same rules. And then the math starts working in your favor, and it's hard to do. I'm telling you, especially if you got a little degen spirit in you, like, oh, I don't know, I just want to. I like this one. Let's go. And that might be, an area that has to be taken a look at. I want to take a look at virtual. She's been dropping with everything else in this market. Bitcoin is recovering. Bitcoin is at 102.4, almost at 102.5 right now. So the whole the Trump and Elon thing is that's what everybody's talking about now. Like, oh my gosh, just sounds like a. I mean, I think he's got a valid point. I think he does. And we don't need to see a bunch of... We don't need to do the same stuff that got us here. There needs to be a change. So I agree with him on that. But then I'm wondering, if there's only limited things that maybe Trump has an ability to do. And we got something here. That looks like something to me right there. That looks like we might have a channel idea. So that maybe this 154 area, if we even go down that low, could hold. So the channel that I just drew, it doesn't look very beautiful. It doesn't have to. It's just got to give me a little bit of confirmation that we might actually get a bounce here. That's all I really care about. And then maybe tell me where might bump our head. Because if that works, then I'm going to say, well, this channel looks confirmed. Right now, they have one touch point here, and then our floating touch point where we are right now. But I do have this angle over here, so I think I might have a little something here with our channel idea. We'll make it a dotted line. I'll try to let you know when I do things that kind of go just a little bit against what, your normal TA would do. Kind of. Well, not really. I mean, if you're a channel guy, you would actually probably use the little channel too when you get the same thing, but it's not confirmed because we just have 2 points right now. It's kind of a weak ass. Unless we bounce here, and then it's rocket and roll. So virtual here on the 4 hour. Let's kind of hope you bounce. Oh, look! We're getting some candle action over here. So looks like maybe the smaller time frames. See, we zoom in on the smaller time frames, getting above the 9. I hope you can pull this off, virtual. I hope we get a better weekend, or at least get, at least come up, retest some of these areas here, if nothing else. But maybe we can recover. I don't know. I don't want to put too many ideas out there, because nobody knows what the hell is going to happen. But from what I see, you see all these moving averages, all these bigger ones that we got. Well, we need to be on the other side of them, and we're not. Price needs to be on the other side of them. These are stacked in pretty good order. So I'm hoping that, you know, along with the support that we're finding over here, even if we drop down to this area to touch it, hope we don't, that we can get back above these areas. Here we made a higher high, it looks like, and then a lower low. Michael Moore says ETH. Let's take a look at ETH. That was a crappy drop, wasn't it? Here on the 1 hour, he's got some support down there. Let's see what we got on the bigger time frames. I still see some bullishness going on here. I predict a possible bear trap and Ethereum reclaims $200,000. Yay! I forgot about that. So I guess that was back in Liberation Day. I don't know. Because that was scary. She lost her main trend line. I was like, dude, that's no bueno. There's this juice. I'm glad to see that she did that. Now, at the time when we were looking at that, because I'm mentioning this because we're in a similar situation right now, okay? With a lot of these coins, right? I don't know. I don't have the little magic thing, but it looked like a, and they were calling it for that, man. Your flag guys were always, well, the first thing they're going to see is a flag to the downside for $1,000, you know. But that's what you would see right there, or a possible inverted head, and you know, you get all kinds of things, and you know, that would be better than. But it looked like it could have been a bear flag, and it could have come down. It really could have. It was the fibs that were cluing me in, and then I'm sure our moving averages. Yeah, the moving averages would have been cluing me in. It's possible. So I'm glad to see that happened, because it would have sucked if it hadn't. I mean, just the downside in the market would have sucked. So where are you coming back down to, ETH? Are you about done? Are you good? Or are we through playing around? You lost it? She can regain it. So it would be really cool if ETH did hold that area, but 2252, that's a strong area for it to find support. So if we do continue down and we take out this low over here, meaning that we'd have to come down to 2300 basically, then 2250 I think is a good target. We don't have to go down there though. And we may not. I hope we don't. I mean, I can't tell you what it's going to do, but it's a little bit more bullish than you would think. And even though it dropped down here, let's see what we got on the 4 hour. We still got a chance to at least come back up, for a possible bearish retest if we are going to come do that. And what is that from here to there? Less than $100. I can't do too much with that. So a lot of people were looking for a bull flag over here too, and it can still be in some kind of a flag formation. To me, a flag, the best flags, if a flag bounces off the 382, or even better the 236, then they're probably good. And if they don't break a main trend line, they're probably good. So this one may just be having to flesh out, or maybe it will do something totally different. I think people are starting to look at that. Look, it looks like Bart Simpson is going to come down and do this. We don't know. I mean, it could. You could also just recover that and just go right the freak up. So Ethereum, if I had to pull out any of my voodoo magic to kind of, oh no, you already got it. It's this one. It's that channel idea. That would suggest that we might come back down here and touch this little guy then. 2200, 2250. Come down to the 1 hour and see what that's looking like. She's trying to get some support on the 800. Moving average there. So on the smaller time frame, if we can get past the 618 area, this 2450-ish area, we're just right there. We can get back and hold that. Maybe we got a chance to hold it because this is a higher low with a higher high. That's technically she's still on a bullish trend. I mean, if we're counting from this one to that one, and we're not looking at the little bitty ones in between because that's just noise. I mean, we got that move from low to high, and I guess you count these two together, and then looking at it that way, you know, you got you're technically still got your higher low. I'd be willing to bet that this is some kind of Elliott formation. I knew it. I knew you would have something in there. Elliott's got waves that go sideways too, and I just let them do what they do. Don't even ask. Just okay. Because for me, it just pretty much comes down to, and for a lot of people, I mean, you're in a box, you're in a zone, you're in a channel, sideways channel, and either it's going to be a distribution and they're going to sell us off and bring us down, or it's a sneaky little reaccumulation where they're just adding up some more to their bags before they start pumping us up to $3,300. My personal opinion is that I think it might be the latter. I hope I'm right. I don't know. See that microphone, it freaked me out. Epstein's ghost, chill guy forming the bottom. Chill guy. Let's hear him buy a bit. You know, that looks interesting for chill guy. I would say it's probably Dapple that is doing it right now. I mean, just from the daily, and this is one reason why I like to zoom out, because we're below the 50 moving average just now, just today, meaning we're closing, opening a candle right below the 50 moving average, fresh one. This is a good area to catch a bounce. If we keep going south, then we want to look at 40 cents, and that's going to be retesting these areas that we broke out from over here. That is an M pattern with a 0.5. Oh, no, don't do it. That would just piss everybody off, but it could be. I don't know if it is or not. I've been playing around with harmonic patterns lately, and if we go with the harmonic pattern route, you know, this is something new. You would have a little guy like this that would take us down to an 886. And I hope that's not the case, because that would make me think that always sell in May, walk away was the right choice to go with for a lot of these altcoins. And I recently did one of these and followed, you know, going by the rules and everything. It did not play out. It bounced right freaking here and just went on its little merry way. So this is just one idea. This is technically a bullish pattern, so we come down here and then we start coming back up to these areas because we're making, possibly making a big double bottom is what it was saying, and that that would suck. Did I just erase that little guy? I did. So what we don't want to see here, especially here on the daily, is to come down and we go through this big ass reaccumulation and all through summer. And chill guys at 4 cents or something, and then does something, or sometimes they're not as bad. Sometimes, you know, they're they're a little quicker, but still, you don't want to do that. But that's what this pattern would suggest could happen if that happens. Now, for me, I like the 618 catch right here that we got. And let's go down to smaller time frame and see what we're catching there. And on the 4 hour, there's some hope. There's a little bit of hope in there. And I'll tell you what I like about it. I like that the 600 is starting to cross the 800 moving average. Hopefully we don't have to go down and talk to it. We're finding some support on the 360 moving average and 618 Fibonacci. 200 is nice up here, awful nice. Don't like that guy flirting crossing, but if we get a bullish move out of here, it could straighten all that out. I would be tempted to start drawing, you know, I want to wait till I get a little bit more, but see if we can actually get a bottom here and get a trend line going. And as far as our indicators, according to the 4 hour, she's got bearish or bullish divergence and ready to rock and roll. Come down to the 1 hour and we can see how she's really kind of liking that 200 moving average. She's got this trend line over here suggesting we'll have some resistance up of about 6 cents out of chill guy. Pull our Fibonacci, and we just want to make sure he gets past this 0.5 area. So when you get past that 6.6 cent area, in my personal opinion, if we want to try to stay and don't want to roll over and come down lower. So to avoid all this bearish bat pattern crap or whatever, were you a bat? Yes, you're a bat. Bearish bat. If we can get above there, we got a chance, I think. So let's hope. I'm writing this thing hope because I'm not calling for this. I don't know what it's going to do, but that's what we need to see for it to do. And bouncing off the 618, now that could be kind of juicy in itself. You know, get back to 9 cents and even higher. We'll see what happens, and then we can put some targets, higher targets, but there could be some juicier ones somewhere around 14 cents. Bobby says storm Elon versus Trump. Yeah. OC guy was talking about shorting the dead cat on hype. Why on Pith? Is he calling this a dead cat? I just call that a I mean, when you think of a dead cat bounce, that's usually when we're coming down to a bottom and then we come back up and then we go down further. You know, it's not I forgot where we had that chart. I think this one still looks good. The lower high is not good, but I think it's got some possibilities to still maintain this trend line. Just from what I can see here. Meet Damien, how's it going, my man? Glad to have you here. Good music and good knowledge. Thank you, my man. I've seen you over at Joe's channel quite a lot, Meet Damien. He's got a good channel going on over there. Price of silver for the win today. What did silver do? I'm just going to get silver futures. What did you do? Exchange. Oh, come on, dude. What do I pay you for? Well, I'm trying to look at silver here and I can't even find you. Wouldn't you be over here under economy, bonds, indices, crypto, forex, futures, funds, stocks? You're not under stocks. I can't even find silver. Well, type in silver. I was going with AG. I thought that was the ticker. I thought it was AG. No, silver. It's just silver. Well, now I feel like a dumbass. Look at you, $36 out of silver. Oh wow, that's a thing. Silver has not been this high since 2012. Silver got down, it was hanging around 2015 around $16, 23. Those little silver stackers are it's starting to get paid off here. She's at her 618, testing it. See if she can break through it. That looks like a nice little, nice curvaceous thing going on right there. So if she gets rejected, and it could happen. Well, this is the weekly chart too. There's some bearish divergence. It's kind of a distance there. I think she's got a chance. Well, she's already breaking through. Look at you go, silver. You're going up to 42. Oh my gosh, what silver goes to 40? How scared is the world going to be, and what's that going to do for crypto? What's going to scare the world so much that silver goes up to $42? That's just the question I got. I mean, 2008, you know, silver went up. I don't remember what happened in 2011. Well, that's pretty impressive, silver. And gold is at 33.62. I heard a very OG crypto YouTube analyst that I like, but I just noticed sometimes he just gets he gets, and I guess we all do it, and I'm sure I'm probably guilty of it too, and just don't realize it because that's how human nature is. But sometimes he just gets overly bearish or something on some of these things, because he was talking about gold. Well, this is it, that's the top, that's it, that's as far as she's going. You know, I'm like, I just don't know. And that was, you know, when we hit 33 a while back, and I don't know. And I see them, you know, when altcoins are at a bottom or something, you know, say if an altcoin's down something like this, just talking, you know, how crappy they are. Yeah, you might as well just give it up. I mean, come on, stop buying Beanie Babies, blah, blah, blah. It's just, and then, you know, when they start taking off, it's like, look at the respect in here. How they respected that. That's a, look at this. It's beautiful. And I'm like, dude, I don't know. Sometimes I get amazed watching some other people. That's pretty high for gold too. Gold's doing pretty good. So the world is scared, basically, is what that translates into. Don't know what to do, doesn't trust in the US dollar, and I can't say that I blame it. Let's take a look at Pancake. Hanging over here at $2. Which would you rather have, silver or gold or Pancake? Because Pancake dropped down from $2.94 to $2. Did you break a trend line? For real, we had to talk about this. We're going to extend that trend line over here. Get our. Are we going to see $2 Pancake again? This is on the daily too. You trying to? Oh, you got a stiletto heel. You trying to do something here at the 50 moving average? You came down. Oh, look, it didn't. Okay. Well, I'm here on the 36-minute time frame, and I know this sounds crazy, but these are equal. That's generally a pretty strong sign, people. That's actually pretty good. And looks like she's trying to form a bottom pattern. It hasn't formed. This is what it looks like before it forms. Some people might, and it could do several different things, but a lot of times it look like an Adam and Eve. But if before they turn into an Adam and Eve, they look like a stiletto heel. It looks like a high heel shoe. The little So we got something happening here. I hope we're getting a bullish weekend. I hope we are. I hope that tomorrow they will start to run us up a little bit, but I don't know how strong it will actually be, though, because the bigger picture things is showing some weakness. So we gotta be cautious about that. Even look at Doge. Doge took a hit. Looked like she's in a bear flag. Looked like she want to go down. Looks like it's over for Doge. Doge died. Got ran over by a car. Broke a trend line. It's all over. What are we going to do with Doge? Phew-wee. That nasty. Well, all that's doing is being resistance for us right now. Look, this is one of those guys. Actually, that wouldn't be a symmetrical triangle, even though we're doing that kind of thing. One, don't need to cut through things, but a lot of empty space through there. Thomas Bukowski talks about that. For symmetrical triangles, you want that space to be filled and not just gapped. Made a nice M pattern shape there that we basically, they are basically just a little box, a little channel idea with a measure move that takes you down, and looks like we might have probably come close to those areas that we're testing right now. So you got that idea. Wait till I do this. This will freak you out. What if we take this guy to? Well, just take a little measure move, but like cake's gonna be or Doge is gonna be at 12 cents. That would suck. Watch everybody click off the channel there. Doge, have you found some support over here, baby? Have you got us at a good area? Oh, you lost that. Hey, we might see 15.7 cents. Unless she pulls a Hail Mary and gets back above this trend line, does something bullish. I mean, it could happen, but it's less likely to happen after she lost it. I'm just saying, it just usually doesn't. She lost to 618, so it makes me bearish on you. Makes me feel a little bit bearish on you, Doge. Yeah, you got the little green dots flying off right here on the 2 hour. I want to see what you look like on the weekly. What your indicators look. Oh, you're one that got it. Look at that. I don't know what to think about this. I really don't. With the mixed bag that we're getting out of these altcoins, some of them are looking. A few of them look bullish. And then some of them are looking bearish, and Doge is one of them is looking bearish for some reason. That's not one that we really want to see bearish. If it's got a history of being kind of an indicator for when the real run starts happening, because when Doge starts running before Bitcoin is usually what it's done in the past. And that's something that has been out there to look at to kind of signal when the real move is getting ready to happen. We want to park that in the back of our brain and keep tabs with Doge in case something like that does give us an early signal. But right now she's wanting to drop like a mofo. Here on the weekly, everything pointing to the downside there. That can't be good for you. Look at MACD on the weekly. She's starting to flip over too. I find that a little bit concerning for you, Doge. I can't imagine why nobody would want to hang around with you. Here on the 3-day, you got some support at the 200. Still lost a nice little trend line idea, kinda, didn't you? Yeah. That's a local trend line. Best thing to do, I think, it's just how far do you say we can come down to? 13 cents. Don't know if it will, but it's on the radar. Ladies and gentlemen, your turkey's getting tired as we go into almost a 2-hour stream again. I don't know how that keeps happening. Why are you flipping over like this, Doge? Man, don't do this. This is not one that I would really want to see start dropping. For real. I'd like to see him break above that trend line and do something nice. So we're heading into the weekend. Bitcoin is trying to do a little bit of a recovery here. We'll come to a small ass time frame. Still in the 6 minute. Still making a series of higher highs and higher lows with this possible bear flag. Some people interpret it that way. I just want to see if we can get past this area right over here. We can make it past over here. We at least got a little bit more of a chance, I think, of a recovery. Maybe. To do a little something. So I'm kind of looking, I've been looking, and we talked about this a long time ago about Bitcoin, in the bigger picture. Since it didn't go over here and roll over and give us a higher low that we could jump in on, she decided to finally take out this high. Gosh, that kind of throws us off a little bit. We're still ultimately looking for, the next higher low that we get. Now, if we are blessed, I don't know if it will feel like a blessing at the time, but if we do get it under $100,000, I mean, you probably want to do it. And you probably want to consider, if you don't have any Bitcoin, you probably want to pick you up some. You're missing the whole point if you don't have Bitcoin. I really do believe that. So we're just watching Bitcoin, trying to see what's going on. Now we had this opening broadening pattern here. The bearish megaphone, which is breaking down bearishly. The bad thing about it is that they can be seen as a continuation pattern too. You can play them just like you play a flag. And so that's also taking us right down around 99,000. So there's a lot of things that are still pointing around 100,000. I'm anticipating that I'm hoping that we're catching short term, catching here, coming back up a little bit to about 105, 106, and then maybe we get a rollover. I don't know, or maybe they flip us bullish this weekend. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. But they started another Thursday dump. They did that to us a few weeks ago, Thursday dump, and even a Friday dump, I think. And it wasn't until Saturday things started bottoming out, and then started turning around, and then they started looking a whole lot better until they dumped us again. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Just be cautious out there. The altcoins are getting kind of mastered over there. Looks like the hourly is starting to come up a little bit, but even on the daily, top 100, all these other coins, man, gave up 5%. And on the weekly, dropped 10%. So, I mean, I know the altcoin bags are hurting. And there are some really good deals out there, but you just got to be smart and sparing about it. Because they could still be going down. We hope not. We're keeping our eye on Bitcoin dominance. That's the culprit that's doing it, and hoping that we get a little action and support out of total 3. And so what total 3 is kind of telling us is that maybe this is what you're talking about with the dead cat bounce, Kelly. That might have been it, because you could see a dig. I would consider that like a dead cat bounce if we do something along those lines. I don't know. I still see I still see some bullish things here too. So I think we'll it'll become a little bit more clear, I think, tomorrow night, and then as we go into Saturday, I think we'll be a little bit more clear about what things are going to start looking like. But for one thing for sure is we need Bitcoin dominance to chill the F out. It's the one ruined the whole Christmas party for everybody. And it's going to be good for Bitcoin, but it's not great for altcoins at all. And I keep waiting, keep getting these signs. Look, a red dot. Oh, really? I can't see it. If she does make this lower low here, maybe she's losing steam or something. I don't know, but it's just been, to me, it's just been too bullish. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go off. I noticed I did not call for altcoin season. Get all these people calling for altcoin season every freaking week on YouTube. It's crazy. I don't see one. We're trying to get a rally. Maybe we can get a rally, but I don't. The altcoin season, I'm not convinced of that yet. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Trade carefully. And let's pray for our altcoins that they will catch a break. And maybe they'll play with us and give us a little bit of a pump this weekend. Maybe we can take some profits and get back on track a little bit here. Better plan. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Lots of people talk about silver. This is the first time I've been out of the loop on silver. KBBB, what's that? Joe says I actually longed hype earlier today, trying to catch the bounce. It's strong. Musk is killing it. Said it's 5. You got a 1 million market cap and it's 5 million market cap now. That's a good deal. Congratulations, my man. Justin likes the small cap memes. And that's a play that you can do here in crypto. It's risky, but you can catch them. Toshi's looking kind of bullish. I hope so. This is XEN Onyx coin is down like 1.4 cents again. Let's see, 2 hour for Toshi. That does look pretty decent. The bigger moving averages I like. What's the trend line look like? Are we broken? Hey, that's still a valid trend line. Let's go to the 4 hour. You got the green dot here on Market Cipher. MACD starting to lighten up a little bit. We hadn't got her trigger just yet or anything, but it looks like she could be finding some support there. Let's hope so. So it's crazy. It's crazy that some of these coins seem, you know, a little bullish, and then some of them are just getting ripped or losing steam. And as long as Bitcoin dominance keeps doing what it does, that's what we're going to see. Just a little rotation, the same money into other stuff, in my personal opinion. Justin says, so does Onyx coin for Musk coin. You sold it while it was down? Good day, Marshmallow. Hey, thank you, Joe. All right, good night, everybody. I'm going to let the dog wave, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Just we're expecting the volatility because of all the, you know, there's a lot of stuff that came out. The jobs reports coming out. Oh, whoa, there's something tomorrow too. Wait a minute, we got something. Unemployment rates come out tomorrow, and on-farm payrolls. I don't think that. And core inflation rates come out on the 11th. Well, that's the 11th, though. And this was today. Unemployment came out, and now they think that they might make the Fed print. Now, if the Fed starts printing, then we're pretty good. It doesn't need to happen for our country, but it would pump our altcoin backs. Good night, everybody. Good night, John Boy.